Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Tonight, we are going somewhere magical. Far, far away from here. Past the tall mountains, past the wide rivers, past the place where the sun touches the earth and turns everything gold. There is a land called the Sungrass Kingdom. In this land, the trees grow so tall they tickle the clouds. The rivers sing as they run over smooth stones. The elephants walk slowly and wisely. The zebras race the wind every morning, just for fun. And every evening, every single evening, the animals gather together to watch the most beautiful sunset in the whole wide world. This is a kingdom of wonder. This is a kingdom of life. And this kingdom has a king. His name is Leo. But tonight, we are not telling the story of King Leo. Tonight, we are telling the story of his son, a young lion cub named Kion. And this is the story of the day Kion forgot how to roar. Kion was not like the other lion cubs. Most cubs spent their days practicing their roars. They would puff up their little chests, scrunch up their tiny faces, and let out the loudest sound they possibly could. Some sounded like thunder, some sounded like rushing water, some even made the birds fly away in surprise. But when Kion tried to roar, it came out as a squeak, a tiny, soft, gentle little squeak. And every single time, the other cubs would laugh. But here is the thing about Kion that the other cubs never understood. Kion did not spend his time practicing roars. Kion spent his time noticing things. He noticed how the ants marched in perfect lines, each one carrying something twice their size, never stopping, never complaining, always working together. He noticed how the old elephant Tembo would use her trunk to gently lift a fallen baby bird back into its nest, so carefully as if the bird were made of morning light. He noticed how the stars came out one by one every evening, like little fires being lit across a dark blanket. He drew pictures in the mud with his paw. He sang quiet songs to the moon. He sat and watched and wondered and thought. And the other cubs called him strange. A lion who cannot roar, laughed the biggest cub, whose name was Boma, is no lion at all. Day after day, week after week, Kion heard those words. And slowly, very slowly, he began to believe them. Then came the night that changed everything. The rains had stopped. The river was shrinking. King Leo knelt down to Kion. I must travel to the far mountains to find water. Watch over our home. He touched his nose to Kion's, and then he was gone. That night, from the eastern forest, came a cold, crawling laugh. Shade, the largest, darkest hyena anyone had ever seen, stepped out of the shadows. Behind him, his pack spread out like a storm. The king is gone. This kingdom is ours now. Every animal stepped back. Every animal, except one small golden cub standing alone at the gate. Kion. Kion's legs were shaking. He looked at Shade. He looked at the frightened animals waiting for a roar, waiting for strength. And all he could think was, I am not enough. He was about to run, but then a warm breeze came, like a hug from the inside. And in that warmth, he heard his father's voice. Kion, your roar is not in your throat. It is in your heart, and a heart that loves is the most powerful roar of all. Kion stood still. He stopped shaking. He turned around not to run, but to make plan. Kion moved quickly. Tembo, stomp on the left when I signal. Shake the ground like thunder. Birds, fill the sky, all at once, block their view. Meerkats, pop up from every direction. Bang rocks, make noise. The smallest meerkat said, but we are tiny. I know, said Kion. So am I. He looked at all of them. I do not have my father's roar, but I have every one of you. No one is too small to matter. Together, we are louder than any roar. One by one, they nodded. The plan was set. Shade's pack crashed through the entrance, certain of victory. Boom! The ground shook. Hyenas stumbled. The sky went dark. 100 birds filled the air, swirling, diving, blocking every direction. Then, pop, pop, pop. Meerkats burst from the ground everywhere, banging rocks, shrieking, creating total chaos. The pack fell apart, running into trees, tripping, spinning helplessly. Shade pushed through the madness and found Kion standing perfectly still in the center of it all. You did this? He laughed. You have no roar. You are nothing. Kion looked at Shade and did not look away. Not anger, not fear. Something deeper moved inside him. He thought of Tembo's gentleness, the meerkat's courage, the ants who never once doubted themselves. He thought of every river, every tree, every animal in his kingdom. And love, blazing, unstoppable love, rose inside him like a sunrise. Kion roared. It rolled across the savannah like warm thunder. The grass bent, the clouds parted. Every animal felt it, not in their ears, in their hearts. Shade stumbled backward. What are you? I am Kion, son of King Leo, and this is my home. Shade turned and ran and was never seen again. At dawn, King Leo returned, his kingdom safe, his animals unharmed, his son standing tall at the gate. Leo looked at Kion for a long moment. Then the mightiest lion in the land lowered his great head and bowed. How? He asked softly. I listened, said Kion. I noticed what everyone was good at. I asked for help, and I stopped waiting to be someone else. Leo touched his nose to Kion's forehead. You were never the prince without a roar, my son. You were the prince whose roar lived inside every heart he touched. And so the Sungrass Kingdom was safe. The rains came back, the rivers filled, the grass turned green. Kion still drew in the mud, still sang to the moon, still watched the ants and wondered at the stars. But now when he walked through his kingdom, every animal nodded. Not because of his roar, because of his heart. And you, little one, there will be days when someone tells you that you are not enough. That is okay, because your roar is not in your throat. It is in your kindness, your curiosity, your love for the people around you. That is your roar, and there is no roar more powerful than that. So let your eyes grow heavy now. The Sungrass Kingdom is safe tonight. The stars are watching, and somewhere, Kion is looking up at the same sky as you and smiling. Good night, brave one. You are enough. Sleep well.